guys,
Hey.
Tom and Manny here. Sweet and salty with Tom and Manny. And today I am so pleased and excited to roll out the segment we will be lovingly calling Hawk Talk. I mentioned this a while back and I've been waiting for the right time. We are 4 games in now, so it is time, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hawk Talk with Tom and Manny.
Okay. So, how do you feel about the Seahawks, Miss
I
Manning?
love them. They're the best. And you guys, so, okay, here's where we are. So the Seattle Seahawks, we just played the Miami Dolphins and we kicked their ass and we are now 4-0. So the last time the Seattle Seahawks were 4-0 right out of the gate was when? 2013, when we went to the Super Bowl.
And what did we do when we got there?
We kicked everybody's ass and we walked away with the trophy.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're off to a super good start. I am kind of the emotional side of football because I'm still learning. It's kind of ironic that I actually didn't really get into the Seahawks like I am now until I moved away from Seattle. So for the past 10 years, I've been trying to build up knowledge and stuff. So Tom is sort of the brains and the logistics, and he knows a lot about football. So every game, I'm always picking his brain, like, what was that? What just happened? Why did they do that? And so he's been explaining a lot of the details to me. So he knows a lot about it, whereas I'm more of just the cheerleader for the boys. So what do you think about everything so far, Mr. Herman?
Obviously, we're thrilled that we're 4-0 and arguably in the toughest division in football.
Oh, yeah.
With the Rams and the Niners and who's that other Nimrod team? Anyway.
Pick one. No,
pick one. But, I was born in Seattle, but grew up in Niner country, having spent my formative years in Monterey, which is just south of San Francisco. So we've tended to be Niner Giants fans through my childhood. But, I've always had a spot for the Seahawks. And when I hooked up with this chica, it became, we got our Seahawks watches.
Shout out to Invicta for these amazing NFL watches.
They're beefy, solid,
oh my God.
Very cool. And
very cool.
As you can see, we've got our bling and our stuff. But one of the things that I really like about the Seahawks is the way that they adapt. Pete Carroll has, I think, built into that team is that if this ain't working, let's change it, and let's change it right now.
Yes.
And they anticipate that sort of thing. But what really stuck out to me was their ability that Cam Newton, when they faced the Patriots, had a couple of easy run-in touchdowns when they were on the goal line. And, he's a big guy, and the way they set it up, it seemed like this was a given. I mean, he could always go for it on 4th and 1 no matter what. And then for whatever reason, the defensive coordinators said, let's do this instead. So the next time that it happened, the defensive line submarined the offensive line as opposed to stand up blocking and looking to come off the block to stop Cam Newton. They submarined him and basically put a wall in front of him, stopped him cold, boom. Done. That's how it's done. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that strategy starting to find its way across the NFL. Is that when you've got a quarterback sneak situation, maybe this is our strategy rather than try to beat them off the block. But my experience in football was a sophomore in high school playing wide receiver with a quarterback who loved to, because he knew I could jump, loved to throw it high. And so I found myself going up for the football and then getting nailed by the defensive back. And I got tired of having the wind knocked out of me. But also I wanted to buy a car. So in my junior year, I went and got a job. And I was done with playing football. And, my first car was a 57 Chevy. So I think I did pretty good. But anyway, statistically, we're looking real good.
Yes.
I mean, obviously Russell is up for the MVP talks.
Rightfully so.
He's been snubbed long enough.
Yeah, he has.
So He's moving right along. Now there's plenty. He's got some competition out there.
Who else is 4-0 right now?
Well, you've got the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, the Packers.
Yeah, and is it the Bills? Did Buffalo get to 4-0? I can't remember.
I don't
But
know.
there's a lot of teams that are also 0-4, and then there's teams that are really struggling because they don't have that balance. Dallas coming to mind. They've got all this tremendous offense but a defense that's pretty porous, and so it just goes to show you, if you're going to make it to the Super Bowl, yeah, you better have a good defense because these days the offense is going to score some points, and if you can minimize that with a great defense, you have a much better chance of making the playoffs, winning the NFC AFC championship, and of course going to the Super Bowl. So right now, and I noticed that it's one of the big conversations is the tremendous amount of injuries right now. Being experienced by all the teams, and I'm sure that has to do with our actions on how to handle a pandemic.
Preseason.
Having no preseason, not having the training camps that they're used to, not having any contact, it set that up. So Seattle's hurting just as much as any other teams, but they seem to, like I say, Pete seems to have that mentality throughout his coaching staff and his team that says, we are going to do whatever it takes to win, and we will make whatever adjustments we need to make. And you don't bet against Russell Wilson with 2 minutes left and 96 yards to go. Don't bet against him. He's going to find a way. So, and what's that old Gene Hackman adage from the rejects? Winners want the ball. And I believe the Seahawks and Russell Wilson in particular exemplify that attitude of give me the ball, coach. Let me make the play.
I think that Seattle used their quarantine time wisely as well, and they were saying that Russell spent, I think, a month in quarantine with one of the players. I can't remember if it was DK Metcalf or something, but I have a list of favorite players, but you have to respect what Russell does and the brains that he brings and the calmness that he brings, and he's the shortest quarterback in the NFL, and you would never know it because he's like a giant out there. And Pete, hats off to Pete, he's the oldest coach in the NFL, and he has more energy than the youngest coach. It's crazy. So it's a well-oiled machine right out of the gate this season. I'm so excited, and it's interesting for us here in Las Vegas because now, as I mentioned in another segment, we have our NFL team here, and we have a beautiful brand new stadium, Allegiant Stadium, which is sitting empty for fans. So it's a blow because we're so excited. We have all this pent up energy from quarantine, and we know this stadium is sitting there and the fans aren't allowed to go this whole season. But
the big plus is the Seahawks are not scheduled to play the Raiders this season.
So
okay, so
there is that.
We don't have to worry about. We can root for the Raiders. I've got my Raiders jacket. We can root for the Seahawks. But deep down, understand
my loyalties lie right here.
This is who we want putting on a new Super Bowl ring this year.
Yes, but we will support our home team. So we will be here on a regular basis now that we are getting into the goods with football season. But stats and emotional lore from Manny, and of course the logistics and the reality of it from Tom.
And also I want to hear a lot of comments demanding that Manny show you her cheerleading
No,
moves.
it's no, please, you don't know.
It's amazing when the Seattle Seahawks score. Yeah, it is.
Earmuffs. Nobody wants that. So.
Anyway, go Seahawks.
Go Seahawks. Thanks for watching, guys. Sweet and Salty with Tom and Manny.
Peace out.
Peace out.